Hey, this is Chris, the Mortgage Pro. You know, people ask me about rate versus fees, and hey, Chris, do I have to pay points? Well, pretty standard in 95% of loans is the rate and the fee work like a seesaw. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. If today's interest rate was 5% with no points, but you said, hey, Chris, I want a lower interest rate. What you can do is get a lower interest rate by paying points, a certain percentage of the loan amount. So the fees go up, but your rate goes down. If you're going to be in a home for a long period of time, it's very common to pay some points to get that low rate. You will get that money back. Sometimes it takes 5 years, sometimes it takes 10, but if you're going to be there 30 years, hey, you could save a lot of money in the long term. Now, a lot of times people say, you know, Chris, I don't have really enough money for closing costs. Well, if we raise the interest rate, yes, your payment of course is going to go up. We can lower the closing costs. On an FHA loan, let me give you a simple example. If I raise the interest rate about 0.5%, I'm going to get with about 1.5% of the loan amount as a credit. So on a $400,000 loan, if I raise the interest rate 0.5%, I'm going to get about $6,000 to lower your closing costs with. 100% of that money goes right to you to lower the closing costs. So that's a big deal. There's a number of things, cause and effect, that will affect your rate. Your rate is going to be dependent on how much you put down, what type of program, of course, and the all-important, what is your FICO score? So the lower the FICO score, the higher the rate. The higher the FICO score, the lower the rate. Everything seems to work like a seesaw in this business, and this is not something that is just part of my company. It is part of every company in the industry. This is how all the loan programs work. So if you ever run into somebody who says, well, they're charging you points, well, there's a reason we're charging you points. We're giving you a lower rate. But we discussed this with you. I'm a walking calculator. I'm good at helping you figure that out. This is Chris, the Mortgage Pro, and I'm going to help you fire your landlord.